drama. We are a little late, but you know what? Better late than never. Better late than never. But
Yes.
welcome to Off the Clock. It's a show where we talk about entrepreneur life outside of business. And sometimes we talk business as well because we want to get to know a little bit more about the entrepreneurship journey. And I want you to help me welcome our very special guest, Nada Habib. Nada, welcome.
Thank you.
So, everyone, you can see this is a different look today for Off the Clock because we have spent the last 20 minutes or so trying to figure out some sound issues that we've been having. And we've been jumping between StreamYard and Restream. And we have now landed at Restream because we couldn't hear Nada. And I mean, what kind of interviews are going to be if we can't hear our guests? So we don't have our fancy backgrounds, but we're fancy enough. We're cute. We're good looking people.
we,
That's
we
all
fill the
right.
screen. We fill the screens. It's all good.
Yeah. So Nada, welcome.
Thank you.
Can you tell us a little fun fact about yourself?
Ooh, fun fact. I'm a PADI scuba diver. So I'm a level two. I'm advanced PADI level scuba
Ooh.
diver.
Okay, I didn't see this one coming, everyone.
I
I can't
shelved
even
it for a couple of
swim.
years. Really?
Like, okay, I can doggy paddle and
Hmm.
I can look like I know what I'm doing for about a half a length of the pool. Yeah.
It's so important. I've been in competitive swimming for a long time, and so naturally, scuba diving was one of the hobbies that I picked up related to water, and I absolutely love it. It's a whole other adventure and world.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I have a lot of questions, but yeah, fun fact. So, you know what? We're going to jump a little bit into entrepreneur world and then we're going to jump out, and then probably jump back in and jump out. But what do you do, Nada? Tell everyone.
Absolutely. So thank you for this opportunity. This is awesome to come on live and speak with you, Dwania, and connect with your audience. So I am a former corporate HR professional, whatever title you want to put in there, 18 plus years of experience. But what I've built in the last 6 years was my career coaching practice along with my HR consulting practice. And I'm a career coach. Through my own personal career journey and adventure. And I connect with clients where they are at a point of being stuck or frustrated or transitioning within their careers, or they have the scary Sundays, whatever you want to call it. And I work really hard to try to make them love Mondays again and find a career that they find fulfillment and joy in it. And that's what I do as a career coach.
I was reading your bio and the line says you want to make Mondays better. And I smiled at that because I love Mondays. Because I find that things don't go wrong until like Wednesday ish.
Or Saturday around 6, but I'll take them.
Right? So Mondays is like, it's okay. Fresh week, fresh slate.
That's true. That's true.
But yeah,
And when you
that's
love
really
your
cool.
job, Monday is awesome. You just look
Right.
forward to it.
So the type of people that you end up dealing with, what are you finding some of their most common pain points are now?
Mm, that's a good question. I think there's two buckets of people, regardless of their age group. There's that I don't know what's next for me. So, whether it's a fresh graduate or someone that just wants to transition and doesn't know, he or she, of course, what that next step looks like. And there is another bucket of people, it's like, there's way too much information, and I can do 8 different careers. I can be an astronaut, a physician, a musician, you name it. But which one am I really good at? And so there's that I'm overwhelmed because there's so many options, and there's like the other one that doesn't see that many options, and they want a helping hand to guide them to what could be a good path for them.
Wow. I do speak to a lot of immigrant women, and it's usually my talk is usually, everything that you find and you're trying to tell yourself is a negative is a positive. Oh, I have an accent, but your voice stands out in a crowd. Oh, I come from another country, but you bring cultural intelligence to the table. So, what do you find, how, especially as a coach,
Mm,
how difficult can it be to try to shift that mindset in people before they walk into an interview and be able to walk in with confidence and understand that they're not the only ones being interviewed, they're interviewing the company too?
yeah. That's such a good question. I think it takes time to coach a person to get to that level of confidence, knowing that they are enough, knowing that they bring enough skills, talent, experience, language, whatever it may be, to the table to have the fair and similar opportunity like anyone else applying to that job. And I work really hard, and it's sad, but it's part of the coaching world that you see someone who doesn't see that much in themselves, and then you work really hard to bring out all of that in them, and then they have the aha moment, and that is just it for me, where they now see the full picture and the potential to bring that forward, and then they own their story. They own where they came from, the experiences they've been through. If it's a parent who's been on a break, if it's a student that just graduated, a new immigrant to the country, and then they start embracing that. Is it
Mhm.
easy? No, but they've gone through the journey and they've been given tools to work with and hang on to be able to face those times that they have to be on their own, interview, networking, whatever session they need to be in.
Yes, yes. I mean, everyone, again, we're joining, it's our, regular scheduled, but a little late off the clock series. Our special guest is Nada. If you do have any questions, drop them in the comments. I'll be monitoring that. I'm just trying to get to know a little bit about Nada and what she does, and also what brings her joy. Like, Nada, what makes you smile every day when you wake up?
Ooh. Um, so I have two sides of joy. I have my own personal joy and it took a long time to get to this place where you wake up satisfied, wake up blessed that you have your health, that you get to enjoy another day where you're breathing in the air. I get to walk to my dog or hear music, get to work on something very fulfilling, right? And it took a lot of effort to get to this point because it's not easy. It's easier
Mhm.
said than done. We throw ourselves in life's routine or work's routine, and we get to step away from that. The other joy, and I say this, and it's going to sound such a cliche, is that I found the career for my own self where I truly find fulfillment and joy. So when I sit behind the computer, even if I had a long day of coaching calls or consulting meetings, it is what I really love to do. And connecting with people, seeing them succeed through the steps, helping someone else has been just my absolute joy professionally. So
It's not a cliche because there are a lot of people who are striving to get to that moment. Like you're living the dream, as they
I am.
say. Living that dream.
That
So
dream.
let's switch gears a little bit. I know you started out by telling us like scuba diving. Like I'm still like mind blown over here. The Miss Doggy Paddle situation that's happening. It's okay. Make my island proud in a lot of other ways. It's not
Yes.
swimming.
And
We
it's
are
called
not swimmers.
floaties, and we can do it in any
That's right. I can float in the sea. Thank you,
of
saltwater. Thank you. So, what do you do for fun? What do you do when you close your computer and it's time to unwind?
Jazz music. I
Oh,
turn on jazz music and I can name a few classics, but for the life of me, I won't be able to name the beautiful generation that comes behind it, where there's fusion of jazz music between the different um, cultures and languages and whatnot. And I get immersed in it and I love it. And by the third or
wow.
fourth song, I'm in a groove, whether it's slow jazz, funky jazz, whatever it may be, and I forget the world for a second and the stresses of the day. And sometimes the heavy calls that we tend to have, right? Because your coaching clients open up to you.
Mhm.
So jazz music gets me. A good book, love it. You get to dive in. And here's another fun fact, and I don't know if I want to tell the world, but I might as well say it.
Yes.
I love Disney movies, and people are gonna call me crazy. But I love Disney movies, and although they're so predictable and they all have a happy ending, I think what I love about them is the simplicity of the storyline and the
Mhm.
joy without being overly complex. Because when you had a tough day or week and you've heard some, whether it's the news or within your calls or whatnot, and some information is just really heavy, you want to live the simple fairy tale. And
Yeah.
that's okay. That's okay to live it for an hour and a half or
No,
whatever,
it makes
however.
sense. It makes sense because you want to have that joy and you want to not have to think too much and you want to just feel happy feelings. So it makes sense. I mean, I love a good Disney classic here and there. No judgment on that one.
That's okay.
None. Jazz is really, it's so interesting because I will go to a jazz festival, like the Port Credit Jazz Festival I usually enjoy. But I can't say I sit and listen to jazz. My husband does. Like he really loves it. We have totally different genres. And he likes a lot of the older jazz and then some of the Brazilian jazz music too. He likes to listen to. So
Beautiful.
yeah, that's
Beautiful.
cool.
Beautiful.
So books. I recently joined two book clubs. I don't know who I think I am. I don't even really read, but this is a way to force me to read. It's going okay with one book club, not so well with the other. I've only read one book.
Past year.
Yeah, and the book book that we're currently reading for one of the book clubs, I'm probably only on page 30 and it's a 400-page book and I need to finish it within the next 2 weeks. Wish me luck. So what are some of the good ones you've read?
Ooh. And of course I've been in a book club, and of course we've already read 6 books. And for the life of me now, I to recall the book titles. I will say one book that's really sticking out, and the title will come to me if you give me a second. It's by an Italian author, and it's the only book that I've ever read, not written, that the main character doesn't have a name. Um,
Oh,
so it, this person's referred to as she or her, but not a name like you and I. And in every single book I've ever read, there's always character names. You have your
yeah.
Johns and Peters and whoever of the world, right? So that's the only book. And is it called Whereabouts? I have to bring it. It's a short read, maybe short of 200, 180 pages or so. And it's a detailed life of this person. And it's amazing that they've taken the one day and broken it down into 2 chapters or 3 chapters, from the amount of details that the author captured, from the movements from street to street, corner to corner, an ex that they met, the flower shop on the corner, and the details that it's hard not to imagine the scene anymore.
Wow.
So that was a good book. Is it on my top list? No, but it was so different that it stood out. And I think it's called Whereabouts. I'll get you the name and author.
Yes, we'll drop that in the comments later just in case any one of you want to read it.
Yeah.
I'm going to match you and say one of the books I read this past year that I still think is one of my absolute favorites is The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue.
Oh,
That book is, it was so creative. I
okay.
couldn't believe it. And I could have read a few more iterations. Like, this could be volume one. I can read 10 more volumes. I wanted more of the story. It was
Inter-
so good.
Interesting. The Invisible Life of Abby. Okay.
Of Addie LaRue. Yes, yes. And there's another book club that I'm not a part of. Whew, they're reading it now. It's the Tanya Time Book Club. It's kind of like how you have, Oprah Book Club, Reese's Book Club.
Mm.
She is, she she's Canadian, but she was one of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. But she's also a former nurse, and she's heavy in the tech industry. But she loves to read, so she created her own book club.
For her. Wow.
Yeah, so that's the book they're reading now, and I'm so excited to see. I'm not a part of the club, so I'm not joining live, but I like seeing the comments on her Instagram about what people think of the book, and they review it chapter by chapter. So it's a really good book.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. You gotta love a good book, and the credit to the author who puts it in to have you visualize,
Mhm.
bring life to those characters and settings forward,
Yeah,
right? And you escape. Quite honestly, whether it's a movie or a book or whatnot, the idea is that you've escaped the reality that you've lived for a day or so, and you get to dive deep into another story, right? And enjoy it page by
yeah.
page. So.
Or even picture yourself, because if your book has the author has no name, maybe part of the intention was for you to put yourself and walk that path, and it could be you. Like the author's name is Nada, not the author. The character's name is Nada, right?
That's a really good way. That's a really good way. It's left up to the imagination of the person reading it, right?
Yeah.
But you gotta love books. I love them.
I used to go to library summer camps. Like books were my thing. And then I went through a period where I'm like, I'm no longer reading, which is why I now am part of book club because I need to read. I was watching a lot of television, and I love television. I'm not ashamed to say it. Love television.
It's a great pastime. So
So it's
no
like,
shame in that.
no, no, none. So you like jazz music, you like to
Mm,
read,
mm.
like Disney movies.
Yes.
I'm liking this. So if you could put together your ideal vacation, what does that look like?
Ah, that's a nice question. I like it. I think it would have a good balance between relaxation, escaping at a beautiful beach, and enjoying those waves. I love the water. Love the water. It calms me down, and I feel young and playful. And you can run and splash water, and still make sandcastles, but they are no good. But you still play in the sand kind of thing, and have that time, but also sneak in a show or two, whether it's on, I don't know if it's on a resort or off resort or something. Go watch a show, enjoy that, or live music. That would be epic for me. That's kind of my perfect vacation. Yeah, maybe do an activity here and there, but I think more of a relaxation versus activity like in hiking or like super adventurous. I'll pass out sooner than they set off.
Says the woman who scuba dives.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
But I expect you to pick beach versus city.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. All right. Here's where I'm going to have some rapid fire questions for you.
Okay, ready.
Are you ready?
Yep, let's go.
Okay. 3 words to describe your business.
Hmm. 3 words. Okay, I was gonna say customized to your success. That, or is that's
That's 4.
that's 4. I'm not proving myself. Um, Customized, dedication, and then success.
All right. Customized dedication and success.
Mhm.
If you could start over, would you do anything differently?
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Ooh, like what?
Like what? I've learned a lot of things on my own. And if I was to start over, I would utilize more and create a better support system around myself as an entrepreneur or solo
Mm,
because 2 things: it gets overwhelming at times, and then it gets super lonely at times. And then when you have a support group, or enough resources to go to, it just makes it a bit easier.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm always in favor to finding ways that make things better and efficient and whatnot, and not having to craft things all the way from scratch, and find opportunities where you can partner or collaborate and give credit to where work is done, if it's a resource that you're going to borrow or use or whatnot. And I think that's what I would have done. I think it would have just shaved some years off of the journey.
Okay. I think that answers what my next question would have been, which is, advice for people getting into your industry. I
Mm,
think you kind of pointed on some of the things that they should probably be mindful of.
yeah, yeah.
What is one of your most memorable client interactions?
I will say it was a female client a couple of years ago, and this is where I knew this is it for me for coaching. So to get certified, you have to put a certain number of hours as a student, and you earn those hours first, and then you get your designation or accreditation with ICF. So this was under my student hours, and I was coaching this person who was literally at a two paths, like literally at a point of turning right or left. And right was to follow what society has said: graduate, get married, do everything that we've called for. That is nothing. There is nothing wrong with that.
Mm-hmm.
But I hope you find yourself in that frame that you want to live in. And the other path was to actually focus on her career. And she did a science with kind of a biotech degree.
Mm-hmm.
And she felt that she didn't want to throw that away. And she had so many great ideas that she just wanted to bring forward and just wanted the right opportunity and continue academically, but also find the role. We after several sessions, we went back and forth several times, and I think she was just burdened by the pressure from the family, the expectations and
Mm-hmm.
whatnot, pressure, but it wasn't pulling her. And what I was able to help her find was her voice, in believing what she has is really important, and she can push forward with the knowledge that she's gained so far. Although academically, she was so keen to make a difference in that kind of science, healthcare kind of space. And she owned her voice. And it took several sessions. And when she told me, "That's it, Nada, I know what I want to say. I know how I'm going to go tell my parents. I know what I want." And it wasn't about throwing their idea out, it's about her figuring out how everything fits. So
Mm-hmm.
for a long time, she thought she's just going to say no to her parents and run off in the other path. And to
Mm-hmm.
me, that was just a pivotal moment of someone finding their voice and finding their courage, whichever decision they've made, but owning it and
Yeah.
going through. And I'm like, that's it. I'm gonna be a career coach for life. I want this over and over.
Oh, that is so good. Yeah, that sense of, accomplishment when you see them get that aha moment. So this is like a full circle conversation because you did talk about that aha moment at the beginning.
Absolutely.
Yeah. One more question.
Hmm.
What can we expect from you in 2023? Do you have anything coming up?
That's a great question. So my customized coaching is going to continue because it's been doing very well. So that is one thing that it's going to continue. What I am planning to add is group coaching. So I am going to
Ooh.
run a group coaching session in the fall. So I am starting some of the conversations and the partnerships and pulling in the right individuals, because group coaching will be more targeted maybe for younger talent and whatnot. It doesn't mean professionals can't log in. Absolutely, they
Mm.
can. But that's what's on the pipeline. And then consulting. Consulting has been a pillar of career happiness, coaching and consulting, but it's been in the shadows for a while because coaching has taken over. And
Yeah.
so my HR consulting is going to come out.
I am very interested to see all these things unfold, and especially as small business owners, we do need that HR consulting component because we if you're solopreneurs and you're looking to start getting into the position where you want to hire, you need your policies and procedures in order. You need all those things so that you can grow and have everything in place for when you grow. So make sure you contact Nada.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness. It has been a whirlwind, but we like excitement.
Yeah.
I don't scuba dive, but this was like I did.
You are more than welcome to come over. We can do some side lessons.
Look, I, it, everyone, if that happens, there will be recordings. It will be entertaining. Sidebar, when I went to first form in Jamaica, I went to St. Hugh's High School for first form. That's the 7th grade.
Mm-hmm.
And part of the requirement to graduate high school from my high school was to swim a length of the pool.
Oh, wow.
I was so thankful when my parents decided to move to New York, because can you imagine failing for not being able to swim a length of the pool?
But here's the question. What if you were able to do it? Where do you think your life would have been now?
If I was able to swim, I mean, I wouldn't be on a swim team or anything,
Mm-hmm.
but I mean, I'm trying to think if my life would have been different, because I'll go to a pool, like private, like, with friends with a pool. And you know what I do? I probably would have enjoyed scuba, because I do like diving down into the deep end and grabbing things. So I probably would do more of those types of excursions on vacation, because I love beach vacations.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think my vacations would be fun in a different way.
Okay.
Yeah.
But what I will say, it's never too late, Twania. Never too late.
Never too late, people. So the things on my list that I need to it's going to be on my list, because golfing is one thing I'm trying to learn this year.
Okay.
I already got clubs. I now need to go and do it.
That action is important. Yeah.
Yes. And then let's add swimming and scuba situation to like a vision board for the future.
With no date, but it's in there.
For the future.
I love it.
Oh my gosh. It's not like I'm afraid of water, but I probably am a little bit afraid of water. I love the beach. I like going to where I can like just stand and be up to here.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I won't even go on a cruise, because I'm like, oh my gosh, too much open water. So maybe I am a little bit afraid of water.
Can I tell you how much you're missing out? A cruise is amazing. I tried it once and I'm totally on board for life. Oh my God, that thing is amazing. 24 hours of fun.
Yeah. I used to work on a boat though. Fun fact.
Okay. That's quite contradictory.
But
That's another conversation.
That's a riverboat. It was up and down the Detroit River. I could see land, I felt okay with that.
Yeah.
I knew the safety protocol. Just know that I was getting on the boat before all the guests.
That's awesome. And life jacket on, which is great.
Yes. So everyone, catch us later on our next session of Off the Clock. This has been a fun conversation. Absolutely. I am so happy that you were here, Nada. I'm happy we sorted everything out. Thank you for being an amazing guest. Everyone, make sure you drop some comments down there. And Nada's going to come back and probably comment on it with the link when all her coaching sessions are live and ready, her group sessions. And if you have any questions, make sure you reach out to her. I'm going to put the link, or we can put the link to all of her social handles in the comments. I'll put in the description as well. Thank you for bearing with us. Have a wonderful weekend. And yeah, we'll see you next time, everyone.
We will. Thank you.
Bye.